All righty. Welcome back, everybody. Joe and Mike here with we wow. Can't believe it.
I thought you were counting. You're gonna have to keep track of some of these. And then again, you know what? It's tradition. It's tradition. We'll keep it going. We'll keep it.
I was gonna say at this point though, do I? Yeah, like I don't know.
Yeah, no, honestly, dude, we full disclosure, we're recording this on Monday. We ought to just we ought to just not predict the Monday night football game because we're just gonna end up recording next week on Monday anyway. Because that just seems to be how things are going. But I'm glad that I remembered to say this at the beginning this time because I didn't last time. Now that I'm saying that, obviously, if this is Monday, tomorrow is Tuesday, which is the trade deadline. I if anything happens during the trade deadline that changes our opinion about the games, how some of the players might not even play. I'll figure it out. I'll probably add a section at the end of the video after, like, we say, like, yeah, see you next time. I'll probably add something where it's just like, hey, like, you know, this guy got moved. Now I don't see this team winning, or, oh, they just got exactly what I thought they needed. Now I kind of see they went from here to here. But if that doesn't happen, if it ends up being a pretty boring trade deadline, then this is just your traditional us predicting next week's games. So yeah, unless you have anything else to say, I think we should just get going, right?
Yeah, I'm ready to get going when you are.
Yeah, no, because I know you have a lot to say because you told me you had a lot to say about
Oh,
the Steelers. So let's start. I thought that was a good segue. Steelers and Titans for Thursday night football, and I'll let you start, but I just want to be the first to say, or I want to say first that this is one of those games where one of the most like talked about players who might move is Derrick Henry, and him being moved will completely change the outcome of this game.
so basically I was at the Steelers game on Sunday. Got to it was my second Steeler game, but really my first to like I actually got to enjoy and sit and watch this one.
Mhm.
And I feel so bad for the Steelers defense. Like, dude, I feel like at a certain point, I've never seen a team with this elite of a defense and this bad of an offense.
Dude, their offense is so bad.
But their their defense is good, man. Like they're like in my opinion, they 100% have one of the best defenses in the league. But the problem with that is they're on the field so much longer than any other defensive teams.
Mm-hmm.
So it gets to a certain point for me where I'm like, as a as a player, right? You never want to give up on your team, you never want to do this, but I wouldn't be shocked if some of them start being like, yo, like we're busting our ass and like literally like just throwing our bodies on the line there for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would watch that. Like anytime I was watching the game, they would make a humongous play, either a turnover in the red zone or
Right.
just a great 3-and-out. And I would just sit there and be like, and everybody in the crowd would just sit there and be like, it doesn't matter because it's going to be a 3-and-out when offense gets on. And it's not
And
just
was this before? Was this before or after Pickett got hurt?
and it's not a Kenny Pickett thing. Yes, Kenny Pickett's not this great player. And like no, like people don't think he's this great player. But it's not a Kenny Pickett thing. Like they just have a bad offense. Their running is horrific. I mean, they can't even get like more than 2 yards on a play. Like
So what you're saying is fire Matt Canada.
I'm saying fire everybody, get rid of the entire offense. I don't care. Get rid of the entire offense. Nobody can do anything. Anything. And they play it too safe. They don't take risks. That's why actually like when Mitch Trubisky came in, yeah, he had 2 interceptions, but I wasn't even so mad at the interceptions because at least he was taking risks. Like everybody else just wants to play it so safe. And at least Mitch was like, trying to do something.
Didn't he have like a 50+ touchdown to George Pickens?
Yeah, that was fun. Well, it wasn't 50, but
It was
I,
something crazy. It was a
yeah,
big
no, it
number.
was that was a nice play though. That really was. But yeah, man, I don't know. Like, I just feel like this. I can't watching this game. Like, I can't believe the Steelers are 4-3 still, and I personally never watched a defense that good and an offense that bad. I just never have.
Uh, if you recall, when I don't think our first week predictions got uploaded, but when we started doing this, week one, it was Steelers versus 49ers, and I'm not trying to say like I knew it because I'm pretty sure the rest of the world said it, but I know that I said that this 49ers Steelers matchup might be the best defensive matchup of the whole year, right? We're like talk because going into this last year, both of those defenses were freaking huge. And then, the 49ers destroyed them. So when that happened, a lot of people started doubting this Pittsburgh defense. And I'm pretty sure the subsequent weeks, the defense did awful as well because I had them in fantasy and I ended up dropping them. So I think it's a defense that has a lot of potential that just has not been playing to their level this season. Maybe they've started a little bit. Clearly, they allowed, was it 17 points to try? Because you got to also remember, like Trevor Lawrence, like we're talking about the Jaguars here. If they're going to allow points to any team, the
Bro,
Jaguars are in the upper echelon of teams in terms of offense.
dude, up until the
So
second half, they weren't up until the second half. The Jags could not do anything on that defense, bro. I'm telling you. Like, I'm saying, like, that's why I'm saying, like, fuck the stats and the numbers and everything. I think that the Steelers get screwed over with those numbers and things because their defense
hmm.
has so much more of a weight on them than the rest of any other defense in the league. You know what I mean?
and,
Like,
and and that should tell you how, like, you're talking about the whole offense here. And I don't think it's the whole offense's problem. They got
oh, I think it is.
I used to think Pickens was overrated. Now I think he's a pretty good player. Deontay Johnson, Najee Harris. That just tells you how shit I think that Kenny Pickett is. I think he's a horrible player. He didn't even get the friggin' touchdown for the team.
So
I think he's bad, like bad, bad. And
Wait. So you're saying like so you think there's like a decent amount of quarterbacks that you could throw in there right now that would be like would
better
have a Super Bowl shot?
the Super Bowl? No,
No, not so,
no.
okay. But like would be like substantially better.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Like
absolutely.
how many quarterbacks? Like hypothetically speaking.
I think Kenny Pickett's probably in the bottom 10 of the
That's
league.
not that's not what I'm asking. That's not what I'm asking. I'm saying how many quarterbacks do you think that's starting right now you think could go in there and make that team like legit and like flip
Leg-
that offense around?
10 to 12.
Okay. So my point is though, like Kenny Pickett, I don't think Kenny Pickett's this great quarterback, but I think people are making it seem like he's way more of the problem than he actually is. He doesn't help. He hurts the situation. I mean, it's almost like you got gasoline over and someone's lighting the match. Like yeah, like that's not gonna help. But it's like the problems are still there, even without Kenny Pickett.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So that's my only
I,
thing. It's like I think Kenny Pickett gets too much of the fault sometimes. He either
well,
gets
I
too
think
much
a lot of
fault.
it is
He
because
he either
last.
gets he
be-
either gets too much fault or not enough. There's no
Well,
middle.
I think a lot of it is because last year everyone was saying, I don't think I don't know if it was a joke or not, because it seemed to be like a joke. They were saying like, oh, defensive rookie of the year. I think that's a joke. I'm pretty sure his first pass was an interception. I'm pretty sure. I've just never been on this guy's boat. I've always seen the bad in him. And I mean, he's a young guy. I've always said, like, I need to see something that impresses me, or I'm gonna call this guy a bottom five quarterback, and he's done nothing to impress me. There's other guys who have impressed me a lot less, hence why he's not bottom five anymore. He's bottom 10. But he's done he's had a great game. I think what was it, the game against who? Either the Ravens or the Browns, I forget. I said that was his best game. Did they beat the Browns?
Yeah.
That was the game. I was like, that was definitely his best game. And back to square one, or so it might seem.
And
But anyways,
people,
we've been talking a lot about
yeah, one more thing. Just one more quick thing. I think a lot of people say a lot of great things about Kenny Pickett, and especially just from being out here in Pittsburgh. People at the end of the day, man, like people just have a soft spot for him out here. And that's just they just have a bias because he's homegrown, like so they're trying to ride with their guy, you know. So yeah, like they overrate him probably a lot, but they know the player he is. Nobody realistically thinks he's an elite quarterback at this point.
All
Nobody.
right. That being said, I think there's a lot more to actually say about the Titans in this matchup than the Steelers. We're talking a new quarterback coming in to replace Ryan Tannehill and throwing not only three touchdowns, three dimes of a touchdown. He got what, two to Hopkins and then one to some other guy I don't really remember. But like, those are some nice touchdowns. Does Tennessee actually have a quarterback that can play?
No.
I don't know. I guess we're gonna find out this week when they go against, like you said, a great defense like Pittsburgh's. So I assume you're gonna take the Steelers in this.
I don't know, but I disagree that proves that. I mean, if he comes in and has a great game, yeah. But like, if the Titans win and he plays like okay, I still don't think that proves anything. But I'm gonna take the Steelers.
Anything's better than
I think the
anything's better than
Steelers.
Tannehill, man. I mean, for God's sake, if you have a liable quarterback, you got something better than Tannehill. I don't think he's liable, but I'll take the Titans. I'll ride with them a little bit. I am not a big whatchamacallit, I'm not a big Tannehill fan, so
We know, we
it's one
know.
of the few times you'll see me bet for the Titans. So I'll take that while I got it, But
Yeah, I
that
don't.
is subject to change because
Yeah,
of
I
the
don't
trade
feel.
deadline. Subject to change.
Yeah, I don't feel so confident about my Steelers pick. So I don't like I feel like neither of these teams I would feel confident in taking. So don't bet either one of them. So
Yeah, no, do not bet on this game. And just for you to know, I have looked at zero of these other matchups other than the first two, just so when we're on this podcast, we can look at them and I'll realize what I'll be watching this week at your place. So I might be getting really excited or really let down depending on how some of these matchups are. But I first of all think that this is a good start. Dolphins and Chiefs at 9 a.m. or as you like to call it, the start of the afternoon. Um, no one's gonna get that. Why'd I say that? Well, let's make one thing clear. Patrick Mahomes did not lose because he had the flu. He lost because he is human. He lost because the team played poorly. They lost because the entire team played poorly, not just, oh, Mahomes was sick. Now, does this mean anything? No. It means nothing. It means just as little as when the 49ers first lost. Now, did that loss mean something to them? Yeah. But you lose games. You lose games you're not supposed to lose. It's sports. That shit happens. I cannot stand people blaming Mahomes losing on the freaking flu. It's ridiculous. He had a bad game. Did it have something to do with it? Sure. The guy won a Super Bowl on one leg. He can play with the flu. He had a bad game. That being said, I'll take the Chiefs though.
have you had the
Dolphins.
flu? Have you had the flu?
Yeah,
The flu is brutal.
I understand. If it was too brutal, if it was brutal enough, it would have kept him off the field.
But
But
first of all, you know I agree with you. So that I'm not arguing that. But my thing is I do think though playing with the flu is harder than playing on a sprained ankle, without a doubt. But
he couldn't walk.
that's a moot point. That's a moot point. I couldn't walk when I had the flu. I mean, like, yeah, fucking when you actually have the flu, like bad, you can't fucking move. But it's a moot. It's a moot point. I think the Chiefs are gonna bombard the Dolphins and beat the living piss out of them.
I wouldn't go that. I feel like the Eagles kind of did that soundly, and that was kind of the Dolphins beat up game where they realized that they play shit against good teams.
But
So
why?
I feel like
Why are they only subject to one time getting the?
because I kind of feel like they're gonna be like, all right, we gotta take this one play. They're gonna like focus up a lot more than I feel like they did against the Eagles, because they were just like, free falling the entire season. They were doing great, just doing whatever the hell they wanted. Now they realize they got to focus play by play. I still think they're going to lose. Now, maybe they will be blown out. I'll just tell you what, I think they're going to be a lot more prepared for this game than they were against the Eagles. That being said, I still think they're going to lose.
Yeah,
But
I mean, I think they'll be more prepared. I just don't think that'll matter. If it's one thing I know about the Chiefs is they know how to bounce back. And I
yes,
just see them anytime they have a little bit extra motivation. I see what they do with it. I don't know why people continue to give them motivation and try to count them out, but here we go again. So people are just going to pay for that, and then they're going to get angry about it the next day, and the cycle is going to continue for the next fucking 15 years. But yeah,
dude, you think, dude, I'm going to go into Travis Kelce's text messages right now. You have to come to us. So what happened what you did? I'm not flying to Europe, Travis. Come on.
no, I think she's gonna.
Begging.
I think she'll be there on tour, so she'll probably be there.
Wait, is she on tour right now?
Yeah.
Oh, well, not that it actually matters.
To
I
you,
don't think I'm
it
ready for
does.
this.
You brought it up.
I'm joking. I brought it up as a joke, but I don't think I'm ready to talk about this next game. I really do not think I am ready to talk about this next game.
I mean, we can talk. We can obviously talk about what you want to talk about, but I am. I mean, this is going to be a boring game now. Obviously, I'll take them.
What I had to say, and like I said, I'm a Boston sports fan. All four teams first. Even how mid baseball is, it's true. But that might be the most pissed off I have ever been at an injury in my entire life. In the whole life. Like, I've been thinking about it. I'm like, is this a spur of the moment take? I can't think of what.
You're a bigger Vikings fan than you are a Celtic fan. I think that's fair to say.
We have to measure some things, but anyways, I'm just saying. It's situation like if you're saying like Kirk Cousins gets hurt versus Jason Tatum, I'm probably gonna care more about Tatum. But you're talking about friggin' last year on his contract, what he means to this team, the fact that the trade deadline tomorrow, I'm talking about he could be moved, all this exciting stuff, class act, son of a bitch. Like, it's just devastating. To all those things like combined are just devastating to me. Hell, if I was like a teenager, like let's say I'm like 5 years older, right? Like let's say I'm a teenager when Tom Brady tore his ACL after the 2007, it'd probably be like pretty freaking equivalent to that, because like obviously the expectations were higher for Brady coming off a 16-0 season, but you also have to take into consideration the fact that that's probably the last time we're seeing Kirk in a Vikings uniform. And like no Jefferson on the field. He hadn't played with Jefferson. It's just there's a lot to unravel about the injury, and it's just I can't imagine what it's like for actual like Viking fans, like like people who rip the merge, go Skull, live in Minnesota. I can't imagine. But yeah, all that aside, I'll take the Falcons easily. I think that goes without saying. They're missing their best two players. So
Yeah.
the Vikings are, anyways.
Yeah.
I have a question. Do you think they're gonna start Ritter or Heineke?
That's not a question for me. I don't really know. But I just want to get my thoughts real quick on the injury. Like it's very unfortunate. We say this all the time. Like injuries are the worst thing in sports. Like I've watched so many, like I've had so many moments in sports where I've like been like watched it and have just tossed and turned at night, just being like, damn man, like I remember when Durant got injured, and that was an injury that I remember when Kobe got injured, and we all knew that was basically the end of his career. And Kobe had willed the team to the playoffs that year. And as soon as they got to the playoffs, he tears his Achilles, basically done. And
Mm.
I mean, that was just one. And I remember it like it was yesterday. He still went to the free throw line, hit those 2 free throws, and then got off the court. Um, like there's just a lot of injuries are brutal, and especially I think more so too towards this season. Like the Vikings were starting to really like. I don't think they were going to have a better record than the Lions, but it was pretty clear that
No.
they were going to be in second place in that division, and they were going to have a legitimate shot at the playoffs. Especially when you consider like how they started off the first 2 games. Like we thought they might end up trying to tank, like, and it's another interesting storyline. I don't think they would have gone far in the playoffs by any means, but I still think that there's an alternate world where it is interesting to see Kirk probably playing the best I've seen him play. What that would have looked like if he would have been able to get over those demons and like show out in the playoffs. This year could have been the year. Who knows? Unfortunately, we won't know that now. But yeah, it's just really unfortunate. It sucks. There's
Dude,
nothing else to say about it.
can we just establish though the final 2 weeks of Kirk Cousins' career? He beat the primetime allegations by doing one of the biggest upsets of probably his whole career. Because at that point they were still like, we didn't know that this was all was going to happen with the Niners. So we got that him beating the primetime allegations and beating the friggin' Packers. Obviously he didn't finish that game, but I don't think the backup scored at all. I think that was all Kirk's points on the board. And the last thought I was going to have on that is how eerily crazy it is that he and Rodgers, obviously division rivals for years, Achilles the same year. That's just crazy to me. But what I was gonna say about Heineke is I don't know if you know that he got put in yesterday. They benched Ritter, like he was healthy, like no injury to Ritter. They just benched him because he sucked. Which I think is the first time that's happened this year to any quarterback. I think, but so I think it's going to be interesting to see if we see Ritter or Heineke out there. Personally, I think Heineke deserves a shot. I wish or I was saying he should have gone to the Jets when Zach Wilson sucked and Aaron Rodgers had just got hurt. I think he's a durable quarterback. I wouldn't say like underrated, but like, he could have a starting spot if he has a couple good receivers.
I'll tell you what.
Anyways,
Real
he
quick,
turned the 49ers into a king team. What?
real quick. Not the best time to say this, but Kirk Cousins will never beat the primetime allegations. However, it was great to see that in that his last primetime game, he did show out. So that was cool. But let's just come back to reality. Let's go back to reality.
Beat him, baby. He beat him.
You biased piece of shit.
First class ballot Hall of Fame.
You probably.
Anyways. Better watch where you sleep, Jimmy. Bears, Saints. Saints did good this week. I'll take the Saints. I cannot believe you took the Bears over the Chargers last week. You're crazy.
Yeah, I mean, that was pretty stupid. I mean, I don't think the I think the Saints are going to beat the Bears. Did I?
Yeah, there's really not.
I don't even remember taking the Bears over the Chargers. That's pretty funny. Yeah.
I said, you said Bears over. I said, yeah, I'll take the Bears. I said, no, you're not. You said, yeah, I am. I was like, oh shit, I thought he was joking. But yeah, Kamara's finally coming into his own this year. Obviously he missed the first 3, maybe 4 games, and got 2 touchdowns this week. I think one of them was receiving as well, so he's being used all over the field. Rams and Packers. See, this is another tough one because we don't know what happened to Stafford. We don't know if he's going to be in. I don't think he is. I think they were saying that he might be an IR candidate, which him and Kirk in the same week, with how I've been talking this year, that just devastates me. But I'll put it this way. Stafford is in. I'll go for the Rams. If he's not, fine. I'll go Packers.
I'm gonna go with the Packers, but it's kind of like the Steelers, where like I don't really feel confident about it.
Mm,
The crazy thing though, I'm just looking at the standings here, and I'm like, holy shit! Like the Seahawks are in first place in the division. Like
right?
that is crazy. But can we just clear the air here? Can we just admit I was way wrong about the Packers? Can we just admit the Rams are not a playoff team? Can we just do it now?
I never said they were a playoff team. I said
Oh
that if they're
my
in another division.
god! Let's drop it. Let's
Oh,
drop it. Let's drop it. Let's drop it. Next game.
just want me to say facts? Okay. Okay. Commanders, Patriots.
Honestly, I don't even know.
Yeah. I'm a Patriots fan and I don't even care.
No, I think you know what though? I'm gonna go with this, right? Because I've seen, and I said this going into last week. I've said this for the last couple weeks. The Commanders play great against good teams and awful
Mhm.
against not great teams. So I actually think this is a game where the Patriots will win. I mean, yeah, I could be wrong about it, and if I am, like, I don't think anybody cares. Like, who cares? Like, but
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna go with the Patriots this week. The Patriots are gonna.
I will, for the first time since probably week one, also go with the Patriots for the exact same reason you said. The Commanders lost to the Giants and the Bears. Might as well make it a trifecta. Throw the Patriots in there with a W. If
All three
if we're
bottom three
wrong,
teams, bottom three
if
teams.
that's right. If we're wrong, I won't be surprised.
And
But
we won't care either.
yeah, no, I mean I want us to lose at this point, but um Seahawks Ravens, that's a good game, hopefully.
Well,
Um
I'll tell you this
hmm,
much. If the Ravens lose, things are going to start to get interesting. Very interesting.
oh well, I mean just because their whole division is interesting. If anything happens in that division, it's interesting because
No,
the
no,
division is
no,
awesome as is.
not at all. If the Ravens win this game, they just keep on opening the gap about them being on them getting the number one seed. If they lose this game and they now have three losses with the rest of the division, that's
Hmm.
that's really that's interesting, man.
I'll shoot,
Because
I
think about
kind
it
of
like
want to
this.
take this.
Think about it like this real quick, right? And I'm not trying to go down, but the Bengals got a tough game against the Bills, right? So they could lose that, right? The Browns play the Cardinals, maybe they win. There's a world where the Steelers are like squeeze out an ugly win. I mean, they still would be in second place with the Ravens, but like they would basically be neck and neck with the Ravens. And then all of a sudden the Bengals are back in third. Like some wild shit. That division is gonna look freaking wild after this weekend.
It's it's awesome. I love that. Best division in football has been for the past 3 weeks. When I say best, I also mean most entertaining. Um, but I want to take the Seahawks on an upset, but I don't know how well they're gonna. I feel like they just got two lucky drives this past week,
Yeah, and I
but
don't.
I feel like that's not consistent of them. I feel like they're usually a pretty solid squad. I'll I'll
Yeah,
I'll take. I know I ride a lot with the Ravens. I usually do. I'll ride with the Seahawks though this week.
you know what? I feel like again, me and you have had these. Me and you were both big on the Seahawks going into this year in a sense of like we think they're gonna start to show like signs of being a good team. I think that this
Hmm.
is gonna prove that they're not ready just yet, but they're still on the cusp, on the come up. So I think they're going to lose this game to the Ravens, but
If you're right,
I would love to be wrong because that would make things really interesting with the Niners.
did you want to know what's interesting? Is I'm I'm betting on the team I want to lose, and you're betting on the team you want to lose, but I want. It's backwards.
Yeah,
You get. I
yeah,
can't. I
like you
can't
said,
words
yeah,
today. No, I know. Can we for a second talk about the Texans and the Buccaneers? What the hell? What the hell? And you want to know what sucks most about that? Is it was Bryce Young versus CJ Stroud, and now people are gonna be like, Bryce Young versus CJ Stroud is better. Like it just comes down to that. But the Buccaneers are and here we go again. Are they gonna get rid of Mike Evans? We don't know. Trade deadline tomorrow. But I don't know, honestly. What do you have to say about this matchup?
I really not want, because I don't care, but like I would like to see the Bucks win. Because again, for some reason, I don't know why, but for some reason I want to see the Bucks win that division.
Mm-hmm.
But I just got a feeling the Texans are gonna win this game. There's just something in me that thinks that's gonna happen.
Once again, I'm gonna go for the Bucks, but I want the Texans to win. Interesting. If Mike Evans moves though, I'd probably I'll take a friggin' tie. I don't know. These are two pretty even teams. They got the same record. They are both in underperforming divisions. I think second in the it's such like a mirror situation with these two teams, but
Yeah.
I ultimately think that the Buccaneers have more experience on their roster to bring it home. And if Mike Evans leaves, then that leaves a hole in that roster and less experience. So that brings them right down to where the Texans are. And I'll bet on a tie. Anyways, if it ends in a tie, I'm gonna look like a genius.
We'll see.
All right. Next on the platter are the Cardinals and the Browns. Browns.
Yeah.
Too much to say. I was a disappointed person with their loss last week, but I will say, what was it? They caused 7 consecutive 3-and-outs from Seattle. That's kind of nuts. That's kind of nuts no matter what team you do that way. You do that to Chicago, that's pretty crazy, let alone a team that's playoff bubble. But yeah, I thought I was going to be able to sneak that in there a little more, fluidly, but when it's the Cardinals, it doesn't matter if you're a football team or not. You're gonna beat them. So I had to kind of shove it in there. But anyways.
But wait. I think that the Deshaun Watson situation is pretty interesting.
Yeah, I forget who I was saying this to. He is the biggest waste of money of all time, and it's not that he's bad, because I think he's above average, but he's not playing, and it's under his own free will that he's not playing. That's a locker room cancer mentality. It's he doesn't want to be part of the team. That is a giant waste of money for the team. If he finds a team that he wants to play on, then that is I don't want to say dangerous, but that is an ideal situation for whatever team that is. But clearly doesn't want to play for this team. Yeah, big waste of money having him there when he's not doing anything.
But when he played, he did do something. But wait, but okay. So I'm not saying you're wrong, because you could very well be right. But I just don't want it. Something's clearly off and wrong, and I don't want to just flat out assume that he doesn't want to be there.
What are you implying?
No, I'm not implying anything crazy. No, I'm not saying.
Oh, okay, I was about to say, are you playing detective here?
No, I don't think there's like a. I mean, what else? There's enough detectives on that one. I don't gotta be the fucking one to do it. But I think that personally, maybe it's not a Browns thing, and you could still be right about it being like a bit a cancer and everything, but clearly there's something going on with him. I think, again, we're just speculating. So like you said, if what you're saying is true, if he doesn't want to play for the Browns, if that's making him be a cancer in the locker room, then yeah, that's a huge waste of money. But I still don't think they're in a position to where they can still win this division without Deshaun Watson. So I think we have to see how everything plays out before we can say that. But it's definitely heading towards that route that you're saying. So,
I mean, regardless of whether or not it's because he's injured or not, he's not playing. A player, wasted money if they're constantly injured and not on the IR. Because if they're on the IR, that frees up your space. But if you're just constantly injury ridden, you're in and out every other week, then you're just kind of a waste of money. And that's kind of a harsh way to put it. So I don't think anyone sees it as that. But whether or not, no matter what's going on in Watson's life right now, whether it be injury, whether it be personal stuff, he's a waste of money to that team. I
I
would
just don't.
personally, as much as I hate injuries, I would personally rather it be an injury for his own sake and for the team's sake that's keeping him from playing, rather than him just being an idiot and an ass. But who knows?
I just don't think it's fair to say that he's a waste of money yet, because I think we need to let this season play out. Like, I think we need to see what happens. Like if he comes back within the week or two, and like then they close out pretty strong, like then he's obviously not a waste of money. Like, you know what I mean? I think we just need to see it play out before we can make that assumption. You know what I mean? If that makes sense.
Watch them win a Super Bowl now. Yeah, I guess if like he puts them in a better position once he's in, but as of right now, at this very moment, he's doing nothing for them, and is just anyway. If this carries on, giant waste of money. But
Yeah, for sure.
Panthers, Colts. Has your outlook changed at all on the Panthers with their very stupid win?
Which is what?
Like, they're gonna lose. You're betting against them like pretty much every game. That's what I'm still gonna do. Like the Cardinals.
Oh yeah. I mean, I like the Colts, but like, I mean, I don't think this is like a, go to Vegas lock of the century. But like, I do definitely think the Colts win. But I mean, there's probably a world where the Panthers could keep this close or even win. But last week,
I mean, I just don't think they should. I don't even think they should try.
No, they
Honestly,
shouldn't.
I don't know why they won. They had Caleb in their claws. Well, wait, no, they don't have a first overall pick. Chicago had Caleb in their claws. It's so stupid how that works, but
We'll see.
yeah, I'll take the Colts all day, any day. Raiders and Giants. So Daniel Jones is coming back, but wait, is Jimmy Garoppolo playing tonight? Like I said, this is Monday. Is Jimmy Garoppolo playing tonight? I think he is.
Oh, is he? Well, in that case, I'll
Jimmy Garoppolo. Find out. This page is not loading as fast as I would have liked it to.
Well, I'll go then, because that doesn't really make a difference for me personally. I don't know. Like, I feel like at this point, the Raiders are playing for a little bit more, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean the Giants already traded somebody today. It was a D lineman, but
Well, I'm just saying,
still
like when you're looking at the standings itself, right? Like the Raiders are tied with the Chargers for 3 and 4 right now. If they win tonight, they're in second place in the division with the Chiefs. Obviously, they're not going to win the division, but
yeah,
if they can finish in second, that's basically finishing in first for them.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So I think they got a little bit more extra motivation. I think the Giants know the season is flipped, And again, I think Daniel Jones knows. I mean, he's going to go out there and try, but he knows they're not going to bench him. They're going to look too crazy. They even if he comes in there, stinks up the place, they can't bench Daniel Jones. They're not.
Well, and Tyrod Taylor's out week to week, so who are they putting in anyways? So.
Oh yeah, that's right, because they still almost beat the Jets with their third string. That was hilarious. They still almost beat the Jets last week, which was hilarious.
Oh yeah,
overtime. That was like the worst. That was such.
That sucked, dude.
Oh my goodness, that was, dude. And I was saying it too, man. That would have been such a bad loss for the Jets, because like the Jets. Say what you want to say, the Jets are 4-3 and the Bills are 5-3. the Bills could easily lose to the Bengals and make this 5-4. And if the Jets win,
Mhm.
I'm just saying, like, all of a sudden, the Jets are in second place in the AFC East. Like, so, and I've been saying this now for a couple weeks, is like the Jets suck, but there's a world where they fuck around and compete for a playoff spot. So that
Yep,
would have been a really
there
bad
definitely
loss.
is.
But yeah, God, geez, yeah. But yeah, I'm not gonna.
Anyway, so yeah, we'll take the Raiders. Cowboys and Eagles.
Mhm.
That's a good game. That's a that's a decent game, baby. I mean,
I'll tell you what.
sheesh.
I'll say this. I'll say this. I got the Cowboys going to the Super Bowl, but I don't know if I could bet against the Eagles right now.
They're
The,
so hot.
the Eagles are just looking like, and I look, obviously, like the Commander that start against the Commanders is like whatever, but like they just know how to get it done. I mean, I'll tell you this much, man. If the Cowboys do come in and win this game, like I like that would be humongous for their season, because I just feel like there's something looming over them still.
Hmm.
And they're having a good season. They're 5-2. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, they got to bet. Like they don't.
It's the two losses. They
Yeah,
are two
of
losses that
course,
shouldn't have, or at
of
least one that
course.
shouldn't have happened.
But like I still think this would do like a lot for their season,
Hmm.
but I'm still gonna take the Eagles.
I'm taking the Eagles as well. It's also home for Philadelphia. That I only think that matters in matchups that I think are like tight. So that should tell you what I think about this game. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes the other way, but I can see Jalen Hurts walking out a victor before I see Dak in this situation. So you still have them for Super Bowl, even though they're almost guaranteed a wild card spot.
Yeah, I mean, to me that doesn't. I don't want to say that doesn't matter, because especially a team like the Cowboys, like that, them having that their home field position would be like probably huge for them. But I don't know.
Hmm.
Like I didn't even me saying that the Cowboys were gonna win the super, not win the super, go to the Super Bowl, um, was not even saying that they were gonna. And I think I might have said this too. Like I didn't say that they were gonna have the best record. So I'm not.
Right.
I don't know. For me, like I think because think about it, if it comes down to it, right, they'll probably have to run into Philly. But it's like, which is tough because it's home field Philly, but like they've played in Philly a bunch of times. Dak, how many? I mean, God, how many times has Dak played in Philly? So like for me personally, like I don't put too much stock into that stuff. But yeah, I don't. Yeah, I'm still rolling with my pick. I mean, I still think the Eagles are great, but I think the Cowboys. There's still a lot of time left in the season for them to like pick it up and roll with some momentum into the playoffs. So
I'll tell you what, they're being helped out right now by the 49ers losing streak. As long as they don't bump into if they don't bump into the 49ers, I tell you what, there's like a 20% chance higher
there's
of
a
them
way.
winning like a 20%.
There,
That's how
look,
big it is.
look. There's a world where they win their first round, and then they play an inexperienced Detroit Lions in round two, and
Mm.
you know what I mean? Like I'm just saying, like
There's a
they're
word, there's a path. There is a path. Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. That more so than not even saying, because like don't get me wrong, like Philly scares the shit out of them. But yeah, I don't know. I'm still rolling with the boys, unfortunately.
Them boy. Jesus Christ. All right. Bills Bengals.
Ooh, ooh, ooh,
I
ooh. Let me just say this: the Bengals are looking like the Bengals,
the Bengals are looking like the Bengals.
and the
I
Bills. But you know what? You know what though? This might be a game where after Josh Allen is the way he is, I could see Josh Allen over fucking 400 yards and the Bills like blowing them out. You know what
that's
I
what
mean?
I'm saying, dude. I don't want it to happen because I'd rather see the Bengals win. And you want to know what's interesting is I feel like when we were in college, saw this matchup like at least two times.
Yeah.
Like this is something that we've seen together a lot, and it's kind of funny how that's gonna work. But
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah. But
yeah,
but
the
like and I'm not like I still don't know who's gonna win. I'm trying to think, but it's like I more so,
This is
I more so think the idea of like the Bengals like going from the season they had to going in beating the 49ers and then going and beating the Bill like that would just be like one of the more like craziest like storylines ever. But I don't know. And you know I'm not big on the Bills, but I feel like this is the type of game they win. What?
I gotta take. It's whoever wins the coin toss in overtime.
Well, maybe, but
If there is overtime, it is whoever wins the coin toss because these offenses score.
but I think I'm gonna pick the Bills and because the Bills are in a really bad situation if they lose this game, man. They are.
I'm gonna look like I'm copying you because any sane man would take the Bengals right now, but I haven't really even had a upset or hot take pick this whole thing, at least as far as I'm aware, I haven't. So not and that's not the reason I'm picking the Bills. I'm picking the Bills for all the same reasons you said. Um, but yeah, I think it's the same situation of the 49ers Bengals game. Whoever loses this game is in a bad spot.
Yeah.
And what we learned last week is that the Bengals wanted it more. They wanted to be in a better spot more than the 49ers did. And it wasn't as close a game as some people thought. It wasn't a barn burner, but it wasn't a last possession field goal like a lot of people, myself included, thought it might have been. And I personally think the 49ers are better than the Bills by a margin. So, um, wait, wait, I'm explaining why the Bengals would win. See, I don't even know, man. I don't even know what the hell is going on here. I think the Bengals should win, but I think the Bills will.
This is what it comes down to for me, right? I think this is the
explaining the other side.
Listen. I think this is like what's gonna happen is like Josh Allen is gonna throw for like 450 yards, have a historic performance, beat the Bengals, and then next week he'll go 3 of 18 against the Broncos. Like that, like that's just what I envision happening. And like they'll lose to the Broncos next week. Like something crazy. Like, but so I do think the Bills are gonna win this game. I hope I'm wrong, but we'll see.
I think we're starting to rub off on each other because I agree exactly with what you're saying, and hot damn. And then, okay, okay, okay. We actually have 3 decent primetime games this week. 4 if you want to count the Sunday morning game. Chargers and Jets. Not a matchup you'd expect to be good, but
wait. Do you think it's going to be good just because of like the possible storyline with the Jets, or do you actually think it's going to be a good game?
Jet storyline, Charger storyline, 2 teams that have the same record right now.
But vastly,
any team could win.
No.
You're definitely taking the Chargers?
No, the Jets are 4-3. The Chargers are 3-4.
Oh.
But this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. If the Bills lose on Sunday and the Jets win, all of a sudden the Jets are in second place in the AFC East. This is what I'm saying. Like there is a legitimate chance for a horrific Jets team to make the playoffs this year. And nobody seems to be really discussing it. I've been saying it for weeks. Like,
yep.
But I feel like I've been betting against
Rodgers is. I'll tell you what, man. Rodgers is sneaking. He's being a sneaker right now. I know. I've been saying it for weeks. I know. But what was I gonna say?
Rodgers is gonna fuck around and try to come back. I'm telling you.
Who are you taking?
I'm taking the Jets, but man, there is a world where they get stomped on and Herbert goes off. But like, I'm taking the Jets just because. I'm taking the Jets just because, man. I just want to see what comes from it. I don't even care. I have nothing analytically to offer here, other than I just want to see
it. Am I right in saying that the Chargers played the Cowboys this year?
Yes, they did.
And they lost horrifically?
I can't remember.
You know what? You know what? You know what? You know what? All that aside, I'm gonna take the Chargers. I I was I feel like the Chargers are one of the team I've been watching more closely over the past couple weeks. I'm not sure if they've had more primetime appearances. I know they did last night, but or if I was just so confused by their record versus their expectations. But I'm telling you, this team has super team potential, but they just can't put it together. Austin Eckler, I saw like a stat last night, significantly has the most touchdowns in the league over the past like 3 or 4 years. Like significantly, like by I think it's like he has 40, and then the next person has like 29. Um, who was I gonna say? Keenan Allen, who I was always like, why is everyone talking about Keenan Allen? Now I know why they're talking about Keenan Allen. That's friggin' nasty. Then obviously you got Herb, who I still think's a little overrated, but definitely an above average quarterback. You got grade. What was I gonna say? You got defenders. You got like Khalil Mack. You got Joey Bosa. I mean, you got so many stars on this team that it's just like, well, they just can't be meshing. That just is what it must be. I mean, even Joshua Palmer, what a great wide receiver 3. Obviously upgraded to 2 now because of Mike Williams, but what a great wide receiver 3 for the team. Like, they have no shortage of depth. Gerald Everett is one of the better tight ends in the league. Like, it has to be the coaching at this point, because all of these players have put up individual superstar performances over the course of the past couple of years during more than one game. Like, I can name 100. Well, how about this? I bet there's like somewhere between 5 and 10 games of the past 3 years that Keenan Allen and Eckler have just gone off. And then I don't know. I think it's a lot to do with their defense, their secondary, but I honestly couldn't. I mean, you remember how that shit got lit up week 1, but I couldn't tell you, man. I think that the Chargers they have on paper so much better than their record. Like like they'd be tied with the Chiefs right now, in my opinion, in their division if um their roster was playing to their potential, I think.
Yeah, no, I agree, Joe. But like at the end of the day, like we've seen too much like to show that this like it's a collective of great players, but it doesn't fit. It doesn't
That's
fit.
all it is. It's a collective, yeah.
But I'm saying like it doesn't fit. It never has, and it clearly never will. It won't. It just won't. Like
I,
they have to do
I mean,
something. It
I mean,
won't.
I don't think they're gonna do anything, but I mean, unless we get the Zach Wilson who faced off against Patrick Mahomes, I don't really see anything happening on the other end of the ball.
Well, but the Jets have proved that they don't get like they don't have to do that to win. Like they somehow ugly win some of these games, man. Like they almost lost to the third string quarterback for the Giants, and they won in overtime. Like,
I mean, what quarterbacks have they? Oh, then again, they did beat Josh Allen. Never mind. Ignore that point. Ignore that point.
but I guess what I'm saying is like I also like, and also at the end of the day, we are forgetting too. Like the Jets do have a really good defense.
Yeah, no,
For what
I'm
it's
taking
worth.
their defense into account. I'm taking their defense into account. It's just I can't. Their offense, you look, their offense can do well. Their offense can go off. Garrett Wilson, Brees Hall, they have the pieces to do well, but it's just never a safe bet, honestly. So unless they're playing against a team where I can really just see their defense giving up 100 points to an average team, below average offense like the Jets, I just can't see much happening, especially when you have the 2 best players on that defense being D linemen, and they're going to be pressuring Wilson the entire time. And Wilson is just I don't think he has a good football brain. I really don't. I think he's going to not be that good at making those decisions, and he's going to see Joey Bosa on one side and Khalil Mack on the other side and go and just throw it up in the air.
Yeah, I mean, look, you easily could be
I
right.
don't I don't I don't think the Chargers secondary being a piece of shit matters when the quarterback is Zach Jones. Zach Help me, Zach Wilson.
Definitely.
Zach Jones. We gotta quote that.
Yeah,
So
but
stupid.
again, like I think all that could happen and the Jets can still win. I just do. So we'll see though.
I mean, unless it's off of defensive points, um, I don't see it. But guess we'll find out on Monday. As for other games Thursday and Sunday. Thank you guys for watching. This is the part of the video where we're gonna say see ya, but if a big trade happened or our minds changed or something, there's gonna be a small segment after this where at least I'm gonna talk about it. I know my guy here has a busy week ahead, which is why we're doing this on Monday instead of, after the trade deadline. So, I'll be here in about 2 minutes if there was a big trade to say I changed my mind about a game.
Yeah,
Other than that, you look like you have something you want to say.
yeah, and just real quick, we got some fun stuff coming up, man. Me and Joe are gonna be reuniting this weekend. First time we've seen each. Oh no, we did see each other for a little bit in the summer, but first time we really hung out.
First time we've seen each other for more than 24 hours since 2022 of winter 22, right?
No, February of this past year.
That was this year. Oh my God.
But it still wasn't like we haven't had like this much time with just us chilling since September of 2022. So
yeah, no,
that's where we're at. With
and that was a fun time too. That was a fun time.
But anyways, yeah, and we'll be recording live. Well, not live, but you know what I mean, like with both of us present.
Why would that come to your mind?
I don't know, but also too, we'll have
Crop that out.
You know, it's funny too. We'll have no time constraint because we'll just be recording on Zoom, and I won't be. You know what I mean? So that'll be cool.
We'll be recording on Zoom.
Yeah,
that's what we're doing now, Mike.
No, but I'm saying when I share it with you, then there's a 40-minute time limit. Now that I won't be having to email and share it to you, and I press record, you can talk for however long you want.
I know, but you said there will be no time restraint because we'll be recording on Zoom, and I'm like, well, then why is there? I'm joshing you. I'm being a douche.
Technical job. Well, yeah. So won't be limited to any time constraint. It'll be dope. We'll also be watching the game. Maybe we'll film some live reactions of us watching some of these close games. Who knows, right? Maybe that.
There's a lot of potential. A lot of potential.
Absolutely, man. But yeah, so like and subscribe, comment, do all that, and we will see you guys on the next one. Peace.
See you next time.